In this tutorial, we want to deal with the creation of sections. In the area of 3D mapping, I have the possibility to cut my textured surface model in any position, and as a result, I get a section as a polygon. That is, I first select a user coordinate system, and then I can define sections according to the X value, the Y value, the Z axis, according to the user coordinate system. If I want to define the position, I first select my user coordinate system here, start with a horizontal section, and when I move my cursor over my object, I see the display for the world coordinate system here at the bottom left, and then in square brackets behind that, the user coordinate system with the coordinates from my currently selected user coordinate system as it is displayed. That is, I move my cursor on the floor slab and see here a height of minus 1.44 meter for the user coordinate system. So now I choose my object in the project tree, right click and say create horizontal section. And then I enter a height after I choose the user coordinate system. I enter the height of minus 1 meter and 44 centimeters, and the data are always in the metric system on a scale of 1 to 1, and then I say OK. Now it created a section line, and I add that to the group all and apply, and I see this yellow line here. When I click on the line in the section node, I see the cyan display here. And if I want to transfer it now to the 2D display, then I can say right mouse button, convert to CAD class, and then I get a suggested name, horizontal section, user coordinate system, and the height. And then I say OK. And go on apply. When I switch to the 2D display, I can see my section line here. We go back to the 3D display, select our 3D model again, and go back to create another horizontal section. Select the user coordinate system, and then I use here the option of multi-section. That means when I activate the checkbox multi-section, I can now enter a distance, which is every 10 centimeters. For this, I enter 0.1, so that it creates a section every 10 centimeters across the entire coordinate area. And I say OK. I get to see how many lines in which section were created and add that to the group all and say OK. I now suddenly see a section line over my entire object every 10 centimeters. Can look at it from the top view. See the section lines with the object, but I could also turn off the object and then only see the individual section lines. And again, I can transfer these as a mapping class, as a CAD mapping class, to the 2D display, and I suddenly see the black node for the single horizontal section and the red node for the multi-section, where I see my individual layers in the container. So I don't have to use all of them. I can turn them on and off individually. And depending on which one I select, I get this cyan mark, which section is currently selected. And I turn arrow layer on again. Now go to the container for the multi-section, right mouse button, convert to CAD class. If I go to the 2D display, then I have inserted all section lines as CAD classes. Now I want to export to a CAD file because I want to hand it over to someone. For this, I can go to Project, export a CAD file, and now choose the group the current display, and I see all my sections here and can now choose a CAD format. Can choose the coordinate system. That means now I have horizontal classes in the world coordinate system, but I can decide if the ones with height are exported as a 3D polygon or only at a height with the height 0 and are passed as a 2D polygon. And then I export it as a DWG file, but I won't do that now. Maybe I use this because I want to make a bracket for a transport box, where I then check, for this we go into the 3D display, which contour line I want to use for a bracket. So now we do it as a vertical section. I choose my 3D model again, right mouse button, create vertical section. I choose my user coordinate again. And also here I could once again use the mouse to grab a position in which the vertical section should be placed. But first I must decide whether it is a X coordinate value section, for example related to the X coordinate value, orthogonal backwards, or I choose a Y coordinate value, then it would be a section parallel to my view. I choose the Y section, I activate the multi-section option, and set my distance of 10 centimeter. I get shown how many sections, right? Add it to the group all and apply. And can see my display of my vertical sections. I can combine these with the horizontal sections and show them separately. And could also export it again as 3D lines in CAD classes.